อเชิญผู้เข้าร่วมประกวดหมายเลข2นายพัชระอังสุสุขนฤมลชั้นปีที่3คณะนิเทศศาสตร์จุฬาลงกรณ์มหาวิทยาลัยค่ะ
Honorable judges, fellow delegates, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin by asking you one simple question. How many of you have ever participated in a marathon before? Please raise your hand. It seems like we have some health conscious people here. Thank you. As you may know, running a marathon requires many factors just to get you from the starting point to the finish line. You may need a fit body, great shoes, good support, and huge effort just to get there. And in my opinion, sustainable development is like running a marathon. Why? Because it takes perseverance, determination, and indeed, it needs great shoes. In a marathon, your goal is to get to the finish line. For sustainable development, we've already set our marathon goals. In 2015, the international community adopted the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, also known as SDGs. These goals act as 17 checkpoints along the way of the marathon before achieving sustainability in the finish line. The question is, how could we get there? In a marathon, your shoes are very important for your success. And the shoes that I've mentioned, it is basically a tool that could lead you to your goal. For me, as well as most Thai people, one tool that we have been using leading our life to sustainability is the sufficiency economy philosophy. As a nation, Thailand has been wearing this pair of shoes for a very long time. It was proposed by His Majesty the late King Bhumibol in order to fight against poverty and help his people have a better standard of living. Over the past 5 days, the activity have shown in action of how this pair of shoes help us achieve 17 checkpoints. Not only shows us in the agriculture perspective of the SEP, but the whole process of how people, community, and business could work and live together in harmony and sustainability. Therefore, I'd like to raise an example of Sampran model, where it perfectly describes sustainable development through community engagement. The SEP application could be clearly seen in Sampran model. They adopted moderation concept by making a decision based on the company capacity and the potential of the local community. The hotel once faced a crisis in the shortage of vegetable supply, but instead of turning to a large supplier, they chose to cooperate with local farmers by buying the organic crops directly from the community. For the reasonableness concept, the hotel realized that there is a growth in demand of the organic, green, and clean products. Therefore, the hotel stepped in and helped farmers raise the standard of farming. The hotel also encouraged the farmers to obtain the International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movement, or IFORM certification, in order to gain credibility. Moving on to prudence concept. And the hotel realized and managed the risk by help form and coordinate so-called farmer network in order to be a middle ground for local community to exchange knowledge and sustain the management. This mechanism also helps strengthen and secure the whole system. Today, Sampran model has reached many checkpoints in the marathon wearing this pair of shoes. Firstly, the cooperation between business and people have reached the goal of economic growth and ended poverty. Secondly, the organic, green, and clean farming patterns have led to achieve the goal of zero hunger, well-being, and life on land. And finally, the whole interconnected system, embracing all stakeholders, successfully achieved the goal of sustainable city and community. Today, the people of Sampran are walking toward the end of the marathon wearing the same pair of shoes. Their aim is not to be the first one reaching the finish line, but to walk together unitedly without leaving no one behind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not telling you that this pair of shoes is a one-size-fits-all solution, but as Thailand pledged to be a bridge builder for global partnership of development, it is important for us to share our lesson learned to our SEP friends and the global community. And today, that bridge has been built among us, the youth. And no matter what shoes that you are wearing right now, we have achieved at least one checkpoint together, which is the goal number 17, partnership for the goal. And that's the bridge that has bound us together over the past 5 days and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. May I ask the first question? How would you like to see SEP for SDGs youth partnerships developing over the next 5 years?
I would like to respond to this question based on two perspectives. In the domestic affairs perspective, firstly, I'd like to highlight one problem that as a Thai youth that I'm finding that most Thai generation or Thai young generation still have a misconception about SEP and they barely know the concept of SDG. Firstly, most young Thai generation, they believe that the SEP concept are for the lower classes of the people, which is totally wrong. It could be implemented in every levels of the society, starting from individual, no matter what age you are in. So we have to firstly address that issue. The young generation still have misconception. So as a youth ambassador, after this project, I will go and turn myself to be a platform, in other words, social media of my university, announcing or trying to build a right concept about SEP first, and then we could connect to the sustainable development goals. In terms of international, the project like we are in today, Youth Partnership, is an important mechanism, as I mentioned. It was a bridge that bound us together. It's not only the way for us to show our shoes, but on other hands, we've all experienced other countries' shoes as well. Over the past few days, I've got one friend from Bhutan, and he introduced me one indicator that his country's been using. It's called domestic gross happiness. And I consider that his shoes that he brought from Bhutan for me to try over another approach in reaching sustainability. So that's my response for domestic and international. Thank you.
Next question from the committee, please.
Yes, thank you. I think you're a student of mass communications.
Yes.
So I'd like to ask, how can mass media take part in this marathon of yours? What shoes would mass media wear to help promote the concept of moderation? Because, as you know, TV programs and music videos these days do not sell the concept of moderation at all. Thank you.
My response to the media is, I think response to media is the latter part of the whole system, because all the media are producing is based on one group of people called audience. And as long as we all still put a highlight on something extreme, we would like to consume drama, we would like to consume a very colorful news, media will not be able to run the organization to serve those people. So I think we have to come back down to the smallest unit, which is strengthened from within our individuals. We have to come back and ask ourselves what kind of thing that we want to see and share and click like on the social media. And once those trends were announced and amplified, I think we all could be a part of this media change. Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ